Why, hello there. I'm here to show off a little bit about NodeCG, which I think is pretty neat for making high production value streams. In this case, I'm showing off something that's tracking StepManiac scores for when you're live streaming your latest dance moves. To get started with NodeCG, you'll need, as they describe here, Node.js installed, which I already do. You'll need the NodeCG CLI installed, which I already do. And then let's follow along with some of these other steps and set it up together. I can make a new directory for NodeCG here, change directories into it, and then we can run a setup, which is going to do a new installation of NodeCG here on my PC. When I've done this in the past, this takes about a minute and a half, so we'll have to be patient. While this is running, I can show you where we're going next. We're going to have to install a bundle. A bundle is a pre-built package of functionality for NodeCG. NodeCG does basically nothing on its own. The bundle that I've built is called SMX Tracker, and it will track your StepManiac scores in real time, updating once every 10 seconds in the background, and then you can turn some summaries of your scores into an overlay in OBS. So as soon as this finishes, we'll do NodeCG install noam/SMX Tracker to get that installed, and then we can just start it up and have NodeCG running in the background, and then we can configure it inside of OBS. All right, it just finished. I sped that up for you a bit. We are now ready to do the install step. Just like that. This should be much faster. And there we go. Let's go ahead and start NodeCG by simply running node space index.js. And it should spin up here in a little bit. And the last message here, NodeCG running on localhost :9090. Let's open that up. :9090, and boom, here we are. We're on the dashboard. You should see a panel for SMX Tracker load up immediately, and some other options up here. Specifically, the graphics section shows that SMX Tracker is offering us 2 different graphics options. So let's start with go ahead and loading in our player ID. You can find that on StepManiac's. Looking yourself up over here. When you click on yourself, you'll see your player ID right here in the URL. So let's go ahead and load that in. Mine is 2775 and click Save. Then let's go ahead and install this default index.html graphic by copying the URL, bring up OBS, add a new browser source. We're going to call it score table. And then for the URL field, paste in what we just copied and click OK. And right away, you're going to see a little table populate there. I'm going to go back to the workspace and toggle this because it doesn't get the initial state loaded quite right. And then I'll go back here and I'm going to scale it up so we can see what we're working with a little better here. This is showing that for me in wild mode, I have 0 APCs, 22 6-star scores, 5 stars, 4 stars, full combos, and passes. And once this is loaded into OBS, you've got real-time controls here, right here on the dashboard to control what's being displayed. So I can switch from wild to, let's say, full mode. Or I can switch from totals to a breakdown by difficulty level, which is going to really expand this table out. So this might be a curiosity for seeing a breakdown of your scores, but it doesn't really, that's not very well suited for a stream layout to have something so dense. So that's what this other graphic option comes in. I'm going to copy this URL. I'm actually going to switch this back to the compact table. And then inside of OBS, let's add another browser source. I'm going to call it wild count. I'm going to paste this browser source in here. And I'm going to update the width and height to match what was displayed in the dashboard to 300 and 200. And after a second, you'll see a number pop in. That just says 412. Well, what is that? Let's pull this back down out of the way. 412 is actually whatever stat I've selected for the solo counts. And this solo count here is my full combo count. And it's defaulting to displaying for the wild mode. I can switch this to show the total number of passes that I have. Okay, I think it was actually defaulting to passes and is now on full combos. My total number of 5-star score counts, my total number of 6-star score counts. This is very configurable. My 4 stars here, this is not 4 stars and up, it's just the 4-star scores. And the nice thing about this is I can add multiple ones targeted to different modes. So let's add a second one here. We're going to say full count, and I will paste the same browser source in a second time. This time adding at the end, question mark, mode equals full. Set the same width and height, click OK. And then after just a moment, you see this pop in, and we've got quite a few more of those 4-star scores set up than on wild mode, because full mode is just harder, you know? And if I switch my my solo count over to APCs, you can see the real count there. So that's kind of what NodeCG has going on. I think the fact that this stuff is pulling from the API in real time, it updates every 10 seconds. It has the little pulse and pull back animation to help call attention to when the numbers change. So as you're playing, with just a few seconds after you finish the song, you should see the counts update in your stream layout immediately. We've got these transparent standalone numbers here to let you work it into your stream layout however you see fit. And it should be pretty easy to set up and run just using the instructions that I kind of followed through for you. So I hope you find that useful, and I'll keep working on this, and it's all open source. We can develop it together.